Hey guys, I'm back. I tried to record yesterday, but it got too cold, too windy, too crazy. So here I am. So yeah, I want to talk about one of my many missions I was taken on during my abductions. During these abductions, I was always taken on some kind of mission usually, and these missions included like going to different places. Like it seemed like traveling or like talking to people or like different kinds of things. And so during this specific mission, I remember this, and there was this girl named Megan that I was friends with, and she was on the mission too, and it was several other people, and I'd say maybe it was like a group of us, maybe like 10 people or so, or something like that, maybe 10 or 15. And I remember the reptilian guy was in charge, and he was like watching over us and stuff. And I remember we were all sitting at this kind of like a, typical table that you'd see at like a park, like just with the table and the benches and stuff. So we all sat at that, and I remember we had like a tablecloth on the table, and then there were plates. And then I remember, like, next thing, it was kind of like we were in a boot camp or something, but next thing I know, the reptilian, he like has a whistle and blows his whistle. Like it was like we were in boot camp or something, and the next thing I know, like on our plates or whatever, next thing I know, like body parts were on our plates, and I guess we were like, he blew the whistle like we were supposed to eat this. And I just was kind of like, I didn't really know what was going on. Like, when you're kind of in a dream, you don't really know what is happening or whatever. And I also think that I was also being drugged during these abductions. I really think they were giving me scopolamine, so I was like really confused. So yeah, so these body parts were put on our plate, and I remember just only like there were like an arm on my plate, and like a finger and a toe and something else like that. But I remember yeah, so we all took a bite of one of the body parts. Like I took a bite of the arm or something like that, but I don't remember like what it tasted like or anything like that. It was just really weird. So at this table there were these people sitting across us, and it was like men. I think like a few men. Yeah, I mean, it was like mostly men. I know that there was this one man sitting across from me. He had like glasses, like the wide frame glasses. He was older, and I think he had a hat on or something. But I remember the next thing we were supposed to do was, he blew the whistle again, and I guess the next thing we were supposed to do was like blow their heads up. I know it sounds weird, right? Like, okay, so pretty much like he was kind of telling us what to do in a way. Like, I guess we look at them, and then I guess maybe we think a certain thought or something, and the next thing you know, their head would just explode, like blow off, like pieces blowing off and everything like that. Like, it was so strange. Like, so I remember Megan was sitting next to me, and she did it. She looked at the guy, and then she made his head blow up or something, and then now I was to do it. And then I remember I was looking at this guy, and I was thinking something, and then I remember nothing was happening. Like, his head wasn't blowing up or whichever. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I just kept, like, I don't know what I was thinking, but it was like just thinking whatever random thoughts. Like, I don't know. It was pretty much like the reptilian was maybe trying to explain to us that it was like a psychic energy that we use or something like that or something. But I remember thinking whatever thought. I don't know what kind of thought it was, but next thing I know, his head just explodes, like boom, like all over the place, and just pieces everywhere. And it was like, whoa, that's so crazy. So pretty much we like blew all their heads off, and then yeah, so then on this mission the whistle blew, and we were on to the next part of the mission. So the next part of the mission, we were taken to these swamps. Like I'm gonna say, thinking of where this was, I would say it was either somewhere in the bayou, like maybe like, I don't know if it was Louisiana or something like that. I don't think it was Florida, but I don't know. But it was definitely somewhere in the southern swamps, right? And there was this pond that was there. It was a pond, and it was pretty shallow. We were to get into this pond, and we were to get in and just put our feet in. And there were these fish in there, and these fish were ancient fish. These fish were really ancient, and these fish looked like monkfish, if I was to describe what they looked like. And I don't know if you know what monkfish look like. They kind of look a little bit like like people kind of describe them looking like monsters. Like, that's what they look like, and they have like the sharp looking teeth, and they have that thing coming off their head. And yeah, so that's how these fish looked. They looked like the monkfish, but they didn't have that thing coming off their head. They weren't the brownish color. They were a lighter color, like a palish gray color. And so these fish, so we got in the water, these fish began to swim around our feet and stuff. And the next thing that he wanted us to do is he wanted us to know about these fish. Like, he wanted us to kind of like gather what we can gather, like what information we could gather about these fish. I guess that that was what the mission was about, that we were to come here and figure out what these fish were, what these fish wanted, and what these fish like were doing, pretty much. So I was told to see like what these fish were feeling, and like I guess kind of maybe like psychically pick up what these fish were feeling and what these fish were doing or something like that. So I know that what I felt was, I felt that these fish, they didn't have a negative energy, and they didn't have a like bad energy or anything like that. I didn't feel any of that. I guess I felt kind of like a neutral energy from these fish. And yeah, these fish weren't mean or anything. They weren't trying to like bite us or anything. But yeah, I felt like these fish, they seemed happy. Like, I don't know what I felt. Like, I just felt like they just didn't seem dangerous or anything. That's what I remember doing. And yeah, so we got out of the swamp with the fish, and then I can't remember what the next thing that we did was, like what our next mission was or anything like that. But those were the two missions. I distinctively remember those missions vividly. So I have to try to like think and remember what other missions we could have gone on other than those two missions. But yeah, those were the definite two missions. And yeah, I vividly remember the fish. I vividly remember the body parts on the plates and the heads blowing up and stuff. But just got to try to remember what else. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I'm going to come to you guys with some more videos soon. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.